Want to know why most sales leaders waste 40 to 50 hours every year on ineffective team meetings, which ultimately is costing them millions of dollars of lost revenue? In the next 15 minutes, I'm going to show you the exact framework I use to transform chaotic sales meetings into revenue-generating powerhouses. Not only did this help my clients increase team productivity by 47%, but it also led to an average boost in close rates of 23% within 90 days. Here's a brutal truth. 87% of sales meetings fail because leaders focus on the wrong metrics. They obsess over pipeline numbers and activity tracking, but miss the one thing that actually drives results: structured knowledge sharing that creates immediate action. Hey, I'm Marcus Shan, former #1 sales director at Cintas, where I led a 110% sales force to profitably deliver 190 million TCV each year. And prior to this, I was promoted 12 different times, hit #1 in every single role, started as an SMB account executive, and then moving on up. And now I'm a sales training coach of the fastest growing companies and reps in the world. I've discovered that the most successful teams all use what I call the golden framework. But before I break this down, let me show you what not to do. Most sales meetings look like this. Manager monologues about numbers, team sits silently, cameras off, random updates, no structure. Everyone leaves without actionable insights. Here's how you transform this into a revenue generating machine. Number 1, growth. We start by reading a short article as a team. This is an article that I'd have a different rep bring each week for everyone to read together. This article could be on anything as long as it helps with a growth mindset. Sometimes it's a sales strategy or tactic, sometimes it's reshaping winning beliefs, sometimes it's on our personas and their problems. Ultimately, it's an article chosen that helps us all grow and sets the tone for the week. Then we openly discuss how we can apply it. Next, number 2, optimization. We'll hear from the top performers as they share 1 or 2 tactical strategies they're doing right now that is driving and optimizing results. This not only makes a team better hearing from their peers, but also gives the top reps a leadership opportunity to really step up from how they prepare to how they share their strategy. And if there are other key strategies or focuses that I want the team to focus on, this is also where I get the opportunity to share as well. Number 3, leaderboard. This naturally can lead to now sharing the state of the union of the team. That's sharing exactly how we're performing as a team compared to our goal for the month. To be very specific, it was a clear, visible scoreboard that the team could see the exact dollar amount and the deficit. And also, it was our team goal, which was a summation of each AE's goals, which is far higher than the actual quota. And the reason we focus on their goals is because hitting quota is the minimum expectation on my team. I'd also share how our team was ranked against other teams as well, so they got to see just the bigger picture. And then we go into number 4, data and development. Each AE would put into the team tracker 3 core things that everyone could see while verbalizing it. My KPIs for the week were this. I sold this. My win or learning was this. Now, this is very important, so pay close attention. We start off with them writing or inputting in their KPIs, which are leading indicators for future success. Then we go into lagging indicators of what they actually sold. And then third, we go into what was a win or learning from the week. Now, you might be thinking, wow, that's kind of intense to do in a public setting. Here's the thing. I'll share some strategies at the end of how to do this while keeping the energy up. But the core structure of the 3 things are very intentional. First, the KPIs. These are 100% controllable. Either you did it or you didn't. Now, what you sold has a lot of potential factors that can impact the result from that prior week. And the win or learning, that is merely how you perceive the week and what you actually accomplished. At the end of the day, if you're not where you want to be from a sales perspective, you can still have a very productive week from doing income producing activities that will lead to future success, and you can still have wins and you can still learn. So that means every week, my AEs could have at least 1 of 3 things they're proud of, if not more. But if they walked in with 0 of 3, that's a very different private coaching conversation I'm having with them in their one-on-ones. A few other key points. Because this is in a public group setting, this drives behavioral changes in the prior week. when they know their peers will be watching them share and post up what they've been doing the prior week, it creates positive internal pressure to show up as they know the team now be positively recognizing them for their execution. Let's also double tap on the wins or learnings piece. Each win must include the how, what exact steps led to success, the focus on repeatable wins. Can others implement this today? And then the key question, what specific action made the biggest difference in closing this deal or generating this desired result? Here's the exact win formula I teach. Result, what was achieved. Action, what specific steps were taken. Insight, what made this approach work. Next, how can others replicate this? If it's a learning, here's what I was struggling with. Here's what I tried. Here's what I ended up doing. Here's the result. Here's what you may want to try next. Now, each AE will have about 69 seconds to do this whole section. Now, here's also a really super ninja trick because you want to build momentum and energy. If you're doing a really good job with your team, chances are pretty good you'll know if someone's closed some big deals the prior week. So the order each rep shares is really, really important. I like to start off with those who sold 0 the prior week. You know they are already anxious and self-conscious. Have them go and get it out of the way. Make sure to boost them up, make sure they feel good for their KPIs or their wins or their learnings. Then start having those who sold some business go next, and then wrap up the section with the big dogs. When they post up their big numbers, you'll usually see the most applause, the hooting and hollering here. It's super fun to wrap this section up with some big money energy. But we're not done quite yet. Then we go into number 5, execution. Remember, your job is to make your team better and sharpen their skills. Before you wrap up the sales meeting, use a jar or random pick of an AE to role play live a specific part of the sales process in front of their peers. This could be an objection, a cold call, whatever. I used to have a physical role play jar with different topics cut on pieces of paper to randomly pull from. Over time, we actually evolved over to one of those spinning wheels that chose different topics. Now next, have the AE role play with you and be a tough prospect, just like in the real world. And once they're done, recognize them for what they did well and then coach or teach the team what could have been better. This gets your team sharper before they jump into their day. And because each AE knows they may get picked to role play, you'll see some start to prepare more, study more, whatever, which ultimately makes them better at their job. Finally, we go into number 6, next level mindset. Now this part is more flexible, but you want your team to go out excited to conquer the week, even if it was a poor sales week the prior week. This could be a short visionary speech, gratitude to the team, whatever you want, but you want them feeling good with the right mindset as they leave, as this is what they'll remember as they enter into their next task or meeting. But here's the $1 million secret most miss. You also need 4 critical elements to make this framework deliver results. Number 1, energy management. Start exactly on time. Tardiness kills momentum. As part of that, cameras on, fully engaged. Also have upbeat music playing before you start. This really sets a tone and energy for the meeting. You also must show up with energy and prepare with a clear physical agenda that everyone can see on Zoom. Now, if you run an in-person team, when your team shows up, the office should be ready to rock. That's lights on, clean, organized conference table, agendas printed out for each AE, a Google Slide or PowerPoint already up, music flowing, and you're ready to bring it. Because remember, leadership is a transfer of belief and energy. You'll also want to call people out by name, not anyone want to share. For instance, hey, Tina has found a killer article on 3 steps to great habits. Tina, the floor is yours. Number 2, visual accountability. When each AE is posting and sharing results, it's on a simple visual scoreboard everyone can see getting updated in real time. This could be a simple Google slide with sections for each rep and the categories being measured. Now, to be really clear, this is not you pull up a CRM report that everyone can see. This is a blank scoreboard that each person is updating. So you are not updating this, they are. This increases their own ownership into their results and accountability as part of it. Number 3, time mastery. 60 minutes max. Don't go over it, but it can definitely be less. You want to focus on value, not the length of time. Also, a key thing to note as well is most of the talking in the meeting is actually the team. You're simply facilitating and guiding them through, especially if it gets off track. You're helping manage the energy and the flow. And number 4, consistency. This must happen on a weekly basis, as this is like a reset for AEs each week, regardless of how they did. You're making sure the top performers keep the momentum up, and you want to reset the reps who struggle with high support and direction. What happens over time is that it trains AEs to show up prepared, from knowing their numbers, their business, to making sure their skills are on point as they might get called on. This is how you build a consistent President's Club winning team. Now, teams implement this framework see a 31% increase in pipeline velocity, 47% better meeting engagement, 23% higher close rates, and 82% improved knowledge sharing. Now, one of my clients at SaaS, a 15-person sales team, they implemented this framework and saw their average deal size increase by 40% just 60 days. Why? Because they stopped having meetings and started having sessions that drove results, increased accountability, and developed their team. Now, if you combine this with running world-class training meetings as well, one-on-ones, call reviews, and world-class onboarding, your next biggest problem will be your team blowing out your commissions budget because they keep outperforming expectations. Now, if you want our help to train your sales team so they know what true sales excellence looks like, go ahead and book a call below. And if you want to see how to run a world-class training meeting, check out this next video right here.